Hello! Today I'm going to show you how to use a rota stand and how to safely move your service user from the bed to their wheelchair and from their wheelchair safely to their seat. I'm going to start off by checking my piece of equipment that everything is okay with this piece of equipment. This is our rota stand. The first thing I will check is whether or not the rota stand, the label is on there. If the label is on there, then that will also tell me the expiry date of the label. Then that means if everything is okay in terms of the dates on the rota stand, it's safe for me to use it. For us to do this safely, there will be two of us as care workers helping our service user from bed all the way to their wheelchair and then to their favorite seat. The first thing I'm going to do is to bring the rota stand where the service user is. I'm going to explain to the service user what we're about to do. Hello, we're going to move you using the rota stand into your wheelchair. Is that okay?
Yeah.
First thing is to always ask for consent. And afterwards, I'm going to position my rota stand around my service user. You must ensure that the service user is secured around the rota stand. Then you will position your foot in a place at the bottom of the rota stand to ensure that when she stands up, all her weight goes onto the rota stand. I'm going to ask the service user to put her hands onto the rota stand and ask her if it's okay for her to stand.
Yeah.
Can you stand for me?
Yeah.
Now that my service user has securely stood, I'm going to ask the other care worker to bring the wheelchair a little bit closer for us to do this safely. One of the things that you must ensure when it comes to the wheelchair, that the brakes are on before transferring the service user into the wheelchair. This will also help you to make sure that the transfer, there are no falls or anyone getting hurt. I'm going to transfer my service user slowly, taking my time, rotating the rota stand. Okay. Now that we're closer to the wheelchair, I'm going to ask the service user to sit on their wheelchair safely. You may sit. And now service user is now safely in the wheelchair. One of the things we must ensure is to remove the rota stand before moving the wheelchair or the brakes. If there is a band on the wheelchair, you can use that to clip in your service user if that service is available to you. Now we're going to take the brakes off the wheelchair in order for us to move our service user. Whilst the other care worker moves the service user close to their chair, I will prepare the rota stand to position. You must ensure that once again the brakes are on before moving the service user. I'm going to make sure that I ask my service user to stand if they feel comfortable to stand. Can you stand for me?
Yes.
Are you okay?
Yes.
Excellent. Now we're going to help and support our service user into their chair. The wheelchair must be moved out of the way to encourage us not to hurt the service user in any way. The other care worker will help you to make sure that the service user's chair is in a safe position in order for you to make sure that the service user does not fall. I'm going to ask the service user if they're okay to sit down.
Yeah.
If you sit down for me, I will remove the rota stand. You have successfully moved your service user using the rota stand. Thank you.